I'm not a boss. I'm terrible at being a boss, but I believe I'm a good leader. There's a difference. People fear bosses, people will follow leaders, see? And so I have to lead by example.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Leadership Stack Podcast, the podcast for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs to increase your leadership, teamwork, and profits. This is your host, Sean C., aka Mr. CEO at 22.
For the most of my career, I try to do everything myself. And we all have the same amount of time during the day. And we can only do so much time out of the day. And when people tell you that you need to live a balanced life, you will never have a balanced life. We can strive for it, but we'll never have or achieve true balance in life.
Having the right people in the right team is extremely important, but not a lot of entrepreneurs know that, especially when they're starting out. I didn't know how important it was when I was starting out. All I thought was I have to have this position filled because I can't do the job anymore. And what that ended up for me is when I hired the wrong people, they would burn more of my stuff down, and I had to fix that as well. And it didn't make sense for me to hire them in the first place. You mentioned the word gossip. How bad is it when people gossip? Because it's almost like a pastime culture here in the Philippines.
I think that's everywhere.
And pretty much everywhere, right? Because we're human beings. You know, some entrepreneurs would just let it slide. They would just think to themselves, "Oh, that's natural. That's normal. People gossip." But you single that out. There's something that you know about gossip that is dangerous for business. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you know so we can learn from you there?
Gossip is a killer. It's a killer of business. It's a killer of relationships. Business is all about relationships. And if you've got someone that likes to gossip in your business, you can expect to lose other employees and or vendors or clients. Look, I nip it in the bud right away. I'm not a boss. I'm terrible at being a boss, but I believe I'm a good leader. There's a difference. People fear bosses, people will follow leaders, see? And so I have to lead by example. I don't gossip. I'm very straightforward. Some people don't like the bluntness of being either black or white in conversation. They want me to go around. That's not what I do. But I'm not rude or crass or any of those things. I will approach you in a very professional, kind of a fun manner because I joke around and I love doing scare tactics to all my employees around here. But here's the thing. If I've got someone that is producing any type of gossip, I will always have the manager of the office take them off to the side and explain, this is something that we do not do under this roof here or anything wearing the logo of this business. Gossip is not allowed. If you do it, it's in your own home. So we set the rules right away. We draw the line in the sand. Don't cross that line, because if you cross that line, you're in the wrong territory and we're going to push you back. I give one warning. Second warning, you're done. You're out. Because I cannot afford to pay someone that is killing my relationships. And unfortunately, like I said, there's no fail-proof system out there. But as a manager, as an assistant manager, as a leader, or as a boss, we must keep our eyes and ears open for these types of unwantedness in the office space. And it must be nipped in the bud. Not what you said. It's kind of normal. No, it's not normal for Black Belt investors. No, it's not normal for 360 Martial Arts Academy. What's normal is being truthful and being helpful to our vendors and clients.
That makes two of us. I'm not sure if you got this, but I definitely got it from Dave Ramsey. So he says that, yeah, I will warn you once and then I'll fire you. And we apply that to our business because, like what you said, gossip is insidious. It's something subtle, but it's going to grow and kill your business like a cancer. So you mentioned that you talk with your managers to help handle the gossip problem. Now, for you to be able to do that means you have a healthy culture, because usually managers would think to themselves, I might lose this person, but I need this person because he or she is working under me or with me. And if I tell this and I lose this person, that's just going to suck because I need to hire a new one. So having your manager do that means that you have a good, healthy relationship with them, which tells me that you have a good and healthy culture going on. How were you able to build this culture, and how can we learn from this as well? We want to learn from you.
Yeah, I like to build communities, whether it's a community with my staff or a community that are my clients. Communities commune, right? They come together. And when they come together, there's an old saying in the Bible, iron sharpens iron, right? And so in order for iron to sharpen iron, you can be sharp. One edge can be sharp, the one can be dull, and they can still sharpen each other. They can both be dull, sharpen each other. They can be sharp and sharpen each other. But it does say iron sharpens iron. It doesn't say iron sharpens aluminum. Copper doesn't sharpen iron, right? So what that is saying in my mind is you must find like people that have the same passion, people that have the same ethics, people that have the same value, people that have the same or similar goal as you, people that want to learn from you. If I'm interviewing, I don't want to hear about your resume. I don't care about the resume, to be honest, because I'll turn you what I want you to be in this business and what you want to be in this business. Experience is important, but it's not the most important thing. So when you say, my manager, oh my God, that's going to suck, I'm going to have to let this person go. The manager already knows that person's toxic. But listen, I love team sports. And if someone's not producing on the team, what happens to the team? They're gone. And they draft someone else new, and they cultivate them. They they surround them by this community. They culture him. They train him. And we do the same thing.
That's awesome. And you mentioned earlier that you're horrible as boss, but you are a good leader. I want to know, how many people do you have in your team right now, and how do you lead them? What is your leadership style?
At Black Belt Investors, we have 7 people inside this office that work, right? But then I have many independent contractors that can be local, that's not necessarily an employee of Black Belt. They're not an employee of Black Belt Investors, but they work for Black Belt Investors. So they work nearby, local, and abroad using virtual assistants. It all starts under the roof. This is kind of like the big umbrella, because my office becomes the hub of communication with anybody that's outside of these doors, whether you're local or abroad. And for us, it's important that I have a set of standards. I don't so much like policy. Policy kind of falls maybe towards the negative, although we do have some policy, but I have standards that I like for my employees to look as goals that they can meet as well. And they get rewarded for that. I think it's very important not just to give them a weekly pay, but also reward them for something that they do well. That reward can come in many different forms. That could be a pat on the back and thumbs up saying, hey, awesome, keep it going. And that reward can come in a form of a gift card. That reward can come in a form of a bonus. Or like one of my girls, I just told her the other day, she's doing well. She doesn't ever complain. I'm like, hey, you're getting a new computer. And if you ever depart, that's yours. You take it with you, because she doesn't have one. It's not uncommon for us to send someone away on a weekend vacation. Hey, take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go have fun with the kids at Disneyland. So I like incentivizing people along the way, so they have things to look forward to, and so they have goals that they know. Gosh, if I get here, then I can grow here, or I can change a course. And I don't want to limit anybody to being stuck in a position, because I want them to grow. And sometimes I will take them and put them in a position to where they're extremely uncomfortable, something that they're unfamiliar with, and people hate that. People hate to be uncomfortable. I put them in a position of uncomfortable, and I tell them, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because you're going to grow, and you're going to grow quick. And I'm a sink or swim type of person. You want to learn how to swim? Throw you in the pool. Here you go. Don't worry, I'll be here to reach you if you're really going to hit the bottom. But in the meantime, you might be choking a little bit. But you're going to learn faster, right? I'm sorry, I think I got off topic and missed part of your question that you asked me.
That's awesome. I mean, like, there are similar experiences that I've had with just challenging people. So one of our core values at SEO Hacker is challenger. We only have 6 core values, and with a challenger value, we have a quote there. And the quote is, if you only recognize that life is hard, things would be so much easier for you. But I remember doing that exactly, like throwing people in the deep end of the pool, having them choke a little bit. But after that, oh man, they just up and left. So
yeah, oh man, guys, like stuck in the horror after that, huh?
yeah,
Prodigy just went away, started their own business.
So it's tough, you know. It's like you flip a coin and see, are they gonna stick and grow, or are they gonna give up and leave?
So what do you do about that?
Personally, I talk with them and I tell them, you know, look at how much you've grown. Yeah, you did choke. Yeah, you didn't like it. But look at where you are now. You know how to swim in the deep end. That's a lot of growth. And if they couldn't see that, then I think we really should part ways. Because there's no way for me to open up their eyes there and tell them that, hey, look at this. If they can't see it, then there's nothing I can do.
I agree with you, Sean. I'm a business consultant. So when I'm talking to people in business, I've talked to people that are just starting up, or maybe you've had a business for 40 years. But you know what? They become a one-man bandstand. They do everything themselves because of the topic that you and I are discussing right now. They hate going through the process and hiring someone, going through the interview process, hiring someone, taking the time to train that person, and then train them as an apprentice to turn around and up and leave and go somewhere else. And then they get discouraged and they get deflated and they won't do it again. So they just say, forget it. I'm going to do everything myself. Okay, that's fine. Just understand, when you make that decision to do everything yourself, when you make that decision not to hire someone because you're fearful of them up and leaving, you are no longer growing. You are not going to get to that next level. You are not going to accomplish those goals. You are on a very snail pace marathon race, and you'll dry up and die before you ever get to the finish line.
Really good analogy. I love that. You are going to dry up before the finish line. Now the question is,
oh hey, and since you're here, can you do me a favor? Can you hit on the subscribe button and hit the bell button and select all notifications so that whenever we have a new video, you're gonna be the first one to know. Until then, keep leading.
Being intentional about growth is a problem. Kasi a lot of people, dinisip nila, after ko graduate, yun na yun. That's my education. I'll stop there. Don't let your schooling interfere with your education. Don't let yourself get into that trap.